Hello from ABA Tech Show 2019. I'm Stephanie Francis Ward, a senior writer at the ABA Journal.
And I'm Betsy Ziegler.
And we are on the road with Legal Talk Network. Hello, I'm Stephanie Francis Ward. Today, I am speaking with Betsy Ziegler. She is the CEO of the tech incubator, 1871. Tell us about yourself.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me on. So I've been the CEO of 1871 for almost the last year, hitting my 11th month mark tomorrow. And 1871 is home to close to 500 young companies here in Chicago. And prior to being at 1871, I was an associate dean at the Kellogg School of Management at Northwestern University for about 7 years, and prior to that, a consultant at McKinsey for 12.
I see. And we should add, you were our keynote speaker today
I was.
at TechShow. It was very interesting. So oftentimes when technologists come up with ideas, lawyers say no. Mm-hmm. What are some ways that the two groups can work together to develop ideas that are going to be successful going forward, both from a user standpoint and a legal standpoint?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think there are a couple of different ways, and I'll take it from 2 to 3 angles. I think the first angle, particularly when I think about the entrepreneurs at 1871, they are looking for lots of legal help, both from how to literally form the legal structure of their company and get support on that, themes around intellectual property, things about security, privacy, et cetera. So I think that's one way that lawyers can get connected to young companies early on and just be there at the idea stage and sort of understand what they're trying to solve. I think the other side, to your point, where their first reaction might be no, not possible. I think we have to come up with a handful of examples of lawyers that are actually willing to imagine what the world might be like if this tech was able to work, and sort of suspend disbelief, which is beyond, not in their typical training or their expertise. But if we have a couple of those examples come to fruition that work very positively, then we can storytell around that and get other people, kind of more engaged. In reality, and in the keynote today, I spent a lot of time talking about, where tech was going and all the opportunities with that. But a lot of the questions I got were the problems that those technologies are going to present. Mm-hmm. And my view is, well, we need the lawyers to help us solve the problems, right? They're asking me how to solve those problems, and I actually don't. We need them at the table to help actually, jump into the muck and work through it with us.
So if you are a lawyer here in Chicago and you are interested in getting to know some of the technologists in the city and going to some of the events and meeting people and exchanging some ideas, what's a good place to start?
Well, I can speak for 1871 for sure, and there are several other innovation hubs like us that solve different kinds of problems, life sciences, hardware, et cetera. But at 1871, we've got plenty of opportunity for lawyers to serve as mentors to our young entrepreneurs, to lead workshops, to be on our event stage, to engage broadly in the community. And so the first step would be to go to our website and just sign up to get access. And if you're interested in being a mentor, then also, sign up to be a mentor with 1871. It'll be a direct connection to any number of hundreds of young companies that are looking for help.
So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunities if one's interested.
No shortage of opportunity. Not to mention, there's intellectual problem-solving opportunity across the board for all of this as well.
I see. Now, our outgoing mayor, Rahm Emanuel, is seen as a fairly tech-friendly mayor.
Tremendously so. Yeah.
What are your hopes for our new mayor in terms of technology, whether it's Tony Preckwinkle or Lori Lightfoot?
I'm hopeful that they follow in Mayor Emanuel's steps in terms of being supportive of the tech community and the importance of tech in the sector. 6 years ago, tech was only 2% of Chicago's economy. It's now more than 9%. And a lot of that had to do with Mayor Emanuel's encouragement and support and attraction of tech companies to the city, support of the growth of organizations like 1871. So at a minimum, I'm hopeful that whoever our new mayor is, that they will continue to support us in that regard. I think it's very, very important to the economy of Chicago.
So before we close out for today, I want you to tell our listeners, if they want to follow you, where can they find you?
2 ways. My Twitter handle is at Betsy ZEO, BETSYZ like zebra EO, play off my last name of Ziegler and CEO. And then my email is betsy@1871.com.
Got it. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So we've reached the end of our On the Road for today's episode. I also want to thank our listeners for tuning in. If you like what you heard today, please subscribe, rate, and review us in Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcasting app. We'll see you next time for another episode of On the Road with Legal Talk Network.
If you'd like more information about what you've heard today, please visit LegalTalkNetwork.com. Subscribe via iTunes and RSS, find us on Twitter and Facebook, or download our free Legal Talk Network app in Google Play and iTunes. The views expressed by the participants of this program are their own and do not represent the views of, nor are they endorsed by, Legal Talk Network, its officers, directors, employees, agents, representatives, shareholders, and subsidiaries. None of the content should be considered legal advice. As always, consult a lawyer.